For more than a decade, the couple shared a serene and stable marriage, unmarred by major conflicts. The wife, always tender, loving, and attentive, was deeply treasured by her husband, who regarded her with utmost admiration. Their peaceful existence took a turn when she introduced the concept of an open marriage. She shared that several of her close friends had adopted this contemporary approach to relationships, particularly in 2024, and proposed they explore dating others. The husband, initially calm, listened carefully and sought to understand her reasoning. He asked if her friends had influenced her, but she maintained that the idea was entirely her own. When he questioned whether she had someone specific in mind, she assured him it wasn't about anyone in particular, and vowed to drop the idea if it made him uncomfortable, allowing their marriage to remain unchanged. Uncertain, the husband asked for time to consider her suggestion, and she honored his request for space. In the days that followed, he wrestled with discomfort and decided to inspect her phone and laptop for signs of emotional or physical involvement with another person. To his relief, he found no evidence of infidelity, which eased his immediate concerns, but left a persistent unease about her intentions. After a week of reflection, he reached a conclusion. He informed his wife that he could not accept the idea of an open marriage, and instead offered her the freedom to pursue others, indicating his leaning toward divorce. Stunned by his stance, she dissolved into tears, begging him to reconsider, professing her profound love and desperation to save their marriage. However, the husband felt that her proposal had irrevocably changed his perception of her, making it impossible to move forward. When she refused to leave their shared home, he moved into the guest room, creating both physical and emotional separation. Shortly afterward, she fell ill and took time off work but continued to plead with him to return to their bedroom and address their issues. Despite her entreaties, he remained steadfast in his decision. He suspected her friends had significantly swayed her, and a lingering doubt gnawed at him that she might already be thinking of someone else. His suspicions intensified when he uncovered something troubling. Checking her phone again, he discovered a hidden second phone she had kept secret. When she sensed he might suspect something, she admitted to owning the concealed device, which she used to communicate with individuals outside their marriage. She appeared to assume he already knew about it, prompting her confession. What he found on that phone shattered him. Messages revealed emotional betrayal. She had been sharing intimate details about their relationship with another person, and planning to deepen that connection. The husband felt his worst fears validated, and the trust in their marriage crumbled beyond repair. Convinced his decision to consider divorce was correct, he believed that remaining in a relationship that undermined his dignity, pride, and self-worth was unsustainable. Though he still cared for her, that affection was no longer enough to sustain a marriage that disrespected him. Her actions, suggesting an open marriage, concealing a second phone, and engaging in emotional infidelity, signaled the irreparable breakdown of their bond. Despite the clear evidence of her actions, she continued to seek forgiveness, promising to cut ties with the friends who influenced her, and pledging to do whatever it took to repair their relationship. But he couldn't shake the conviction that staying would only lead to further pain for both. He briefly considered reconciliation, but knew deep down that their relationship could never return to its former state. The shattered trust outweighed any remaining affection, and his self-respect took precedence over their romantic bond. Amid this emotional turmoil, tragedy struck when a close relative perished in a car accident, intensifying his anguish. Overwhelmed by grief and the pain of his wife's betrayal, he lacked the strength to address her emotional needs. Yet she insisted on arranging the funeral, despite his objections, claiming the deceased was like a son to her as well, and she felt compelled to take charge. Her actions felt like a dismissal of his grief, prioritizing her own emotions, which pushed him further away. The widening emotional divide led him to cut off all contact. He demanded she respect his need to mourn alone, but she persisted, sending messages accusing him of being unfair for excluding her. Unwavering, he moved into an apartment above his restaurant, taking the ashes of his relative with him. He instructed his brother, a bartender at the establishment, to turn her away if she tried to find him. When she attempted to reach him through calls and messages, accusing him of cruelty for taking the ashes and shutting her out of the mourning process, he blocked her on all platforms, making it clear he wanted no further communication. This decisive break marked the beginning of the end. Heartbroken but resolute, he knew reconciliation was impossible. The betrayal cut too deeply, and his dignity, pride, and need for respect surpassed any lingering love. Divorce loomed as inevitable, though he remained uncertain about its timing or specifics. For now, he focused on grieving his loved one and navigating the ruins of his marriage, determined to face this chapter on his own terms, regardless of others' opinions.